Have you ever found yourself in a tough situation where you felt powerless and unsure of how to act? Maybe it was a tense conversation, an important presentation, or just struggling to get through a difficult day. Whatever the scenario, having the right psychological tools can be the difference between feeling overwhelmed and taking control. In this video, we will share 7 powerful dark psychological secrets that can help you navigate any challenging situation with confidence and calmness. 1. Frame what you want to tell them in the context of what they lack. The way you present or frame something has a big impact on how people perceive it. You can frame information or choices to highlight the positive benefits you want them to focus on. For example, let's say you want your friend to go to a spin class with you. You could frame it as an exciting, high-energy workout that will get your heart pumping and endorphins flowing. Or you could frame it as an expensive, strenuous activity where you'll be drenched in sweat. Both are true, but the first framing makes it sound much more appealing and fun. Framing allows you to guide people towards seeing things from the most persuasive viewpoint. With practice, you can frame any situation in the light that guides them toward the perspective and choices you prefer. The magic of framing is that it shapes the entire emotional experience and decision-making context. By accentuating the positives, you fill their minds with upbeat visuals and motivations aligned with your aims. But frame negatively, and you've primed them to approach it with resistance and dread. Mastering framing gives you the power to orchestrate people's thoughts and feelings in your desired direction. 2. Establish goodwill through initial generosity. This is about giving someone something valuable first, without expecting anything immediate in return. But by providing that upfront gift or gesture, you establish a psychological desire in them to want to pay you back somehow. Maybe you help a coworker with a big project, asking for nothing in return at the time. But then later, when you need their assistance, they'll be much more willing to reciprocate and help you out because of your earlier generosity toward them. Their mind will feel indebted to return the favor. This principle of reciprocity is incredibly powerful for building goodwill and getting people to be receptive when you need their cooperation down the road. Leading with a kind, valuable gesture activates their natural tendency to want to reciprocate in kind when you make requests later. The beauty of reciprocity is that it creates a psychological credit system in your favor. By giving expecting nothing in return, you rack up credits in the other person's mind. Then, when you need to make a withdrawal further down the road, they'll feel compelled to reciprocate, creating receptiveness, good faith, and a higher likelihood of them wanting to help you out. 3. Leverage the influence of peer behaviors. We all tend to follow the lead of people similar to ourselves and shape our behaviors based on what others are doing. Social proof leverages this by showing how lots of others are already doing the thing you want someone to do. For instance, online reviews full of people raving about a product make it seem much more trustworthy. Or seeing that all of someone's peers from school have joined a club makes that person way more interested in joining too. When we see others having success or participating in something, we assume there must be value in it that we should embrace as well. By highlighting the wisdom of the crowd and all the people who have already taken the action you suggest, you create powerful social proof that overrides individual hesitancy. It's leveraging group psychology to influence. Social proof speaks to our core desire to be accepted and not miss out on things that the majority is already validating as positive. We humans are profoundly shaped by wanting to conform to the tendencies of similar others. Providing glimpses of that wisdom of the crowd creates immense psychological pressure to follow suit. 4. Create a sense of urgency and scarcity. We all get way more motivated to act when there's a sense of urgency and scarcity involved. Rare or limited opportunities or resources trigger psychological desires to secure them before they're gone. Limited time sales are a prime example. The deadline and mention of limited stock compels people to buy quickly before missing out. Or when events have only 50 slots remaining, it creates FOMO and fast action to secure a spot. Anything that's positioned as scarce, from time-sensitive discounts to exclusive memberships or supplies, automatically seems more desirable because our psychological aversion to scarcity kicks in. We don't want to miss out on something rare and valuable. Scarcity makes us psychologically crave and lust after things we may not have had much initial desire for. The fear of missing out and being left with nothing while others secure the scarce resource can prompt us to make hasty decisions and commitments we'd never arrive at through rational thought alone. Scarcity bypasses logic and directly appeals to psychological insecurities about being denied or left out. 5. Command respect through demonstrated expertise. We're naturally wired to be influenced by perceived authorities and those with expertise in an area. Demonstrating your credentials or advanced knowledge instantly gives your words more weight and persuasive power. Think about how much more you'd value and trust advice from an award-winning chef on cooking versus a beginner home cook. Or how people seek out the leading experts in various fields to guide them, from doctors to mechanics to personal trainers. When you showcase your authority through advanced certifications, years of experience, decorated achievements, and a reputation for being highly knowledgeable, it creates immense psychological influence. People will be more prone to follow your lead and guidance when you're viewed as the authority. Leveraging authority allows you to command attention and credibility in any situation. Even if someone knows nothing about you initially, projecting the right signals of expertise and competence will make them psychologically prone to deferring to you as a respected voice worth listening to intently. Authority persuasion is rooted in our instinctive desire to absorb wisdom from proven, skilled, elite-level guides. 6. If you're solving a conflict, don't pick sides. Befriend both parties. When two people are in conflict, it's natural to want to take a side, especially if one seems more reasonable than the other. However, siding with one party often escalates the situation and can damage relationships even further. A better approach is to befriend both parties involved and act as a neutral mediator. First, actively listen to each person's perspective without judgment. Make them feel heard and understood. When people feel you grasp their point of view, they're more open to compromise. Summarize their key concerns in a non-confrontational way, showing you comprehend where each side is coming from. This builds trust that you aren't taking sides. Next, look for common ground between their positions. There are often areas of agreement that can serve as a foundation to resolve differences productively. Identify their mutual interests or goals that could satisfy both parties if properly addressed. By focusing on shared hopes rather than disagreements, you open paths toward collaboration. When you avoid taking sides and instead befriend those in conflict with empathy and care for their interests, you become a trusted figure of guidance. You can positively influence the situation in ways that deepen understanding and heal rifts, not widen divides. With patience and wisdom, you increase the odds of resolving even heated conflicts. 7. Don't react when insulted. Staying calm and quiet gives you control. Sadly, insults and put-downs are sometimes realities we all face from insecure and unhappy people. While it's natural to feel hurt or want to fire back, often the most powerful response is simply refusing to dignify the insult with any engagement at all. Silence can be a powerful shield. When someone baits you with a rude, belittling comment about your intelligence, appearance, or character, taking the high road by not visibly reacting sends a powerful message. Returning fire with a retort or becoming flustered reveals you were bothered and thrown off emotional balance, which gives the insulter the satisfaction and control they crave. Instead, look the person in the eye with calmness. Pause, letting the insult hang heavily in dead air. Then smoothly move the conversation along as if nothing was said. By starving their abusive jab of the acknowledgement and upset they wanted, you retake the upper hand. The high road deflates the power of cheap shots. Of course, this technique works better in certain environments, professional, social, than others where safety is a concern. But in typical circumstances, using silence to rise above can disarm agitators by implying their behavior is too small and irrational to merit your focus or validation. It doesn't escalate conflict or give them the catharsis of bringing you down to their level. If you have made it this far, let us know what you think in the comment section below. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.